someone here.
Oh. Hey, everybody. It's the ABCs of Bad Movies with Alex and Hefe. We are coming at you live tonight.
I didn't even have to clap in.
No, that's great. Natural. All right. Tonight, we are watching the letter B. As most of you guys know, we are a podcast about bad movies.
I thought you were going to say, as most of you know, B is a letter.
B is also a letter. We are a podcast, and what we do here is we watch bad movies in alphabetical order. That's why we are the ABCs of bad movies.
We found a gimmick.
Yeah.
We did it.
Weird.
Maybe it'll set us apart.
We're not like every other girl.
I'm certainly not like any other girl.
You know what I'm saying, though?
I've never met a woman like me.
It's so funny.
It's like that Aladdin song.
Yeah.
You ain't never had a woman like me.
It's exactly what it is.
And then Robin Williams takes advantage of you.
Oh, God. And then, oh, no, too soon. All right, so.
What?
No, I was going to say
What's
a too soon joke. Nope, it's not ready
What
yet.
about Robin Williams dying?
Yep.
He's dead. He's been dead for like 5 years.
You're going to say, what did you just say? Then Robin Williams takes over? And then
takes advantage of you.
And then I was going to say, then Robin Williams takes his own life.
Oh, he takes advantage of living. He grabs life by the horns.
And then stabs himself.
That's how he died. He stabbed himself with a horn.
So the letter tonight is B, and tonight we are watching Bounty Killer. We had quite a few options tonight. I presented you with a healthy plethora of choices.
We flipped a coin, and we were going to watch a different one, and we decided not to because it just looked... We watched the trailer, and it looked real bad. So maybe season 3.
We just hated it. We pre-hated it, yeah.
Actually, season 3, it'll be my turn for B, and you know I'm just going to make us watch Birdemic 2.
So in the theme of B's tonight, I got us B beers.
Beers?
I got Kona Big Wave.
Oh!
Classic. I knew you liked that one at least.
Bacona?
Bona Big Wave. And
Bona.
then I got Blue Point Toasted Lager.
Ooh. What kind of beer is Big Wave?
Kona Big Wave? No, it's not. It is a
golden ale. Okay.
Golden Ale.
Golden Ale. They gave me a Golden Ale when I landed in Hawaii.
Yeah, they did. So tonight we're watching Bounty Killer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I presented you with a bunch of options. Might as well just list them here.
Sure.
Talk about them.
Yeah.
So we really wanted to watch Balls of Fury.
That was the first suggestion, and I said that movie's too good.
It's a 5.7 rating, which we've watched.
Yeah.
We've watched, I think,
and they've
that
all been
level
too
of movie.
good.
Some of them were not great at that level.
I don't know. Balls of Fury is pretty good.
I know, but I'm saying like the ranking, that point system, IMDb point system, way worse than our point system.
Your point system was fine.
So...
Like normal episodes, we just basically give a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
Yeah,
we're modern day Pitre and Roper.
That's right. Don't even know who those people are, but I agree
They're
wholeheartedly.
Film critics. They're famous film critics. They're both dead now.
Well, it's because they weren't critical enough of...
They lived for a while. They had their time. They were critics for like 40 years.
Then they weren't.
And then all of a sudden they stopped. We didn't take anyone out.
No, we didn't.
I wish you'd take me out.
To the ball game.
And then I wouldn't have to watch Bounty Killer.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm fine with this. So we were gonna watch Balls of Fury, and then we said no, it's too good. And
I really wanted to watch a movie called Blood and Bone.
Blood and Bone.
I'll show you the trailer for it after.
Also too good, apparently.
Yeah, it is. It's a 6.7 out of 10, so that's definitely out of the league.
Boo, which I kind of wanted to watch, but we flipped a coin and decided against that.
Yep.
And then there was
Bad Kids Go to Hell.
Bad Kids Go to Hell looked awful.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'd be willing to watch it, but we already made a choice. And then there was Bitch Slap, which was the one that the coin flip won.
And that's real bad, y'all. That's real bad.
It was a green screen extravaganza.
Yeah.
And it was...
centered around a pair of tits.
Centered around...
Three pairs of tits.
The centers of women,
yeah. I love... Hey, look, the movie knew...
Boom! Boom! Bitch slap! And then there was this one.
Then there was this one.
And then there was also last ditch effort was going to be Birdemic 2, but luckily we found this.
Yep. There were others on the list, but honestly, I just don't remember them. Yeah.
Bitch slap.
Yep. So tonight we're watching Bounty Killer, and I'll let you introduce the movie because you have all the
I have the data.
info.
Yeah.
The general theme though is a Mad Max ripoff.
Yeah, that's what it looked like from the trailer. It looked like cheap Mad Max. So we'll see.
Yeah. Let's do it. Go ahead and start us off. I'm gonna go get my.
Go get your phone charger.
Which beer would you like to start with here, sir?
I'll start with the one that I haven't had before. I'll have the Blue Point.
All right. No, you will keep your koozie.
Keep your koozie. Keeping it koozie.
I will also join you.
Mmm.
Because I enjoy this beer.
It tastes pretty good.
Cheers.
A good start to what I hope will be a shit night.
But the best of shit nights. All right, go ahead and intro. I'll be less than 30 seconds.
Bounty Killer was released in 2013. It was directed by Henry Saine, or Saine. I'll just call him Henry Saine. And it stars Matthew Marsden, Kristanna Loken, and Christian Pitre. So we're going to check that out. We'll see how that is. It's a little film that I like to call Bountied Kilt Wearer. We'll just cut what I said. Why is this like sassy British man in here?
I don't know. This would be James Cameron.
James Cameron?
No.
The director?
Nope, that's not what I'm thinking. The British big talk show guy.
The big talk show guy?
Yeah, English talk show dude. Does the stupid taxi singing, car karaoke.
What? What is that?
Saying that would be.
What is
that
the
would
car?
Be
no, what's the car singing? What are you talking?
He like the talk. It's like Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon.
Those aren't British men.
I know. There's another one. I can't remember his name.
Like a late night talk show host?
Yes.
The fat one.
Yes.
I don't know his name.
Exactly.
This is
it's terrible.
Unbelievable. Like it's you can do better than this movie.
Oh, it's that guy. You know, that guy.
What?
You know him. That guy.
Who's that guy? I don't understand what's happening. Are the people who send out the bounty hunters becoming a corporation? Is that
Yeah, I think so.
That's fucking stupid.
No chance that that guy's like conscious.
Why not? He's only got a chain inside his brain. She wants to help him, but she's shooting at him.
Well, you know, that's just what crazy people do. That
was rad. What he just did, he just threw a knife like 1,000 feet.
Oh!
It's
Gary. It's our boy Gary.
Old Gary. Sweet baby boy Gary. The nicest surprise in this movie. Look at him, he's so crazy. Oh, this poor man. Where did Gary Busey come in? He's just there in a wrinkly suit. That is his suit.
Yeah, he just came. You said come wearing a suit.
They called him and it's like, hey, we got a day of shooting for you. We'll give you $10,000 or whatever. He said, I'll put on my finest suit.
And he's like, they're like, make sure to wear this yellow tie.
I won't wear yellow. I won't do it. Oh my god.
Wow. Did that get you?
It got me.
Whoa.
What? What the fuck is happening?
The power of dick.
Why is she so like angry?
It's the power of dick.
Did you see her? How angry she was?
The power of dick.
It's the power of acting. A thespian. Behold my acting.
Oh my god.
We should have watched Battleship.
Should have watched anything else but this.
We were supposed to watch Bitch Slap. It's too late now. Now I want to know what happens to Death Mary. What's her name? Mary Death?
Mary Death.
That was close.
Oh no.
It's borderline offensive what they did.
Yeah. You need a drink.
I'm the old Western saloon lady.
The oldest whore in here.
I'm the most expensive by right.
Been sucking dick since 82.
And now it's 1983. It's been a rough year. I'll tell you what.
I tell you what.
It's been rough. It's been rough on old Grandma Britches. Where did they all go? Now I'm the only whore left. Hence the bad year. And also I am most expensive.
And the least expensive.
I'm also the cheapest. It's quite the chest separation on her. Did you notice that? Oh, boo! We should have watched Boo! I would love it if the movie ended like that too, where she's the gypsy queen and then they like brainwash Francis into becoming a corporate guy again.
And he just wears it, comes in with a suit, yellow, and becomes, like, kills Gary Busey.
I love
like,
business. Business is my favorite. I love being a businessman. I've got the win.
My planes are the best planes in existence.
I was tired of living behind a desk, so I went out and I got my hands dirty, and now I've cleaned my hands.
And I'm back at my desk.
Had enough of the dirt on my hands, and now I'm a businessman again.
Was tired of the Aussie flat. Now I'm back.
I've got this very powerful tie, business tie. It pops.
I really like yellow.
Yellow's my favorite. I used to make planes for money, and now I make vacation homes in the wasteland for money. And I'm a businessman.
It's a great business. It's great. I'm gonna need to give this to HR.
I used to dip my cock in cigar tobacco.
I don't do that now.
Because it provides the right kind of sting that a woman loves in the desert.
You have a great Australian accent.
Well, of course, I'm from Australia.
I'm from the outback.
I'm not from the outback. Not many people are. That's a really soundproof office.
That glass is amazing. Wow. This was a bad idea to install soundproof stuff in his office.
It's so they could have fucked in the office and no one would have heard it, even though they can all see it.
You look good in a suit and tie and your hair slicked back. Now let's fuck.
Let's very wide mouth kiss.
Your breath smells because you haven't brushed your teeth in years. Why did you throw that down? Why did you throw that down?
They were out of bullets.
How is that? No.
So we don't get to see Gary Busey get killed on screen, huh?
I guess not. Okay. Just get knifed in half.
Oh, wow. Oh, she ragdoll.
Oh. Well.
Hang on, I know what your complaint is, and the answer is no, it was not moving too fast.
Well.
It was moving at a totally normal speed that's possible. So don't.
Well.
Is this how this movie ends with her dead? Oh, the breastplate. She's alive.
Yeah, she is.
It's Chekhov's breastplate.
Yay!
It's Chekhov's breastplate.
I'm sorry, what? Why would you do that to someone? What? Oh, Harry Saine also did the screenplay, and he's the director.
I can't say I'm surprised.
Jason Dodson, what the fuck story is this? Kickstart graphic novel by Jason. Oh, it's a graphic novel.
Made by them. They made it. They made the comic that they then made the movie out of. Do you get it?
Yes.
Was this movie just an ad for their comic book? I'm speechless. That was shocking.
Okay, while these credits go, I'm gonna go take a piss.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no, Jeffrey, there's a blooper reel! There's a blooper reel.
These are outtakes.
And one of them had the audacity to go, this is definitely going in the blooper reel. Should we have watched Bitch Slap?
The answer is yes, all of these questions.
Let it go through the whole credits.
Fine.
Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy. Well, if I were to rate this, I'd give it 4 stars.
Out of?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? Probably out of 60, 70, 100 stars.
Oh, that's the other movie. Fuck, I remembered it now.
What was it?
It was called. It had Sylvester Stallone in it.
Rambo?
No,
First Blood?
it was like. I don't even remember what it is now, but it had Sylvester Stallone in it. It had Sylvester Stallone in it, and it was apparently his worst movie.
Rocky 5?
Worse. Started with a B, obviously.
The Expendables 2.
Nope. It was like a battle of the something or blood or something like that.
Blood and splatter. Sometimes you gotta let the blood splatter on you. Can't go, you gotta get blood splatter.
Let's see.
Adrian! The blood splatter. Doesn't matter how many times you can get hit.
Stallone movies. I will find.
Good luck.
Bullet to the head.
Shoot you with a bullet to the head. I'm gonna shoot you with a bullet to the head. You
This is the
wouldn't
trailer.
believe.
We should play a trailer on the thing. On the stream here. This is the movie we also could have watched.
It came out in 2012?
Yeah.
You know Sylvester Stallone wrote Rocky. Did you know that?
No. If that's a true fact, no.
Can't even understand him already. He looks fucking shredded for like 98 though. Oh my god. He was in Oz. It's Jason Momoa.
It is Jason Momoa.
Oh my god, it's Mr. Echo? That's two different actors from Oz that are in this movie.
I just did.
This plastic surgery makes it hard to talk.
What plastic surgery?
said,
I forgot.
I'd like to point out that this is the exact kind of music that they would play in a movie
Wait,
starring...
is that Jason Momoa?
Yes, it is. Starring professional wrestlers. It's absolutely Jason Momoa. You kidding me?
I'm just standing by.
That's just how he talks, but he always sounds drunk. But that's just
No.
how he talks.
So that could have been the movie.
Turn this off.
Fuck that.
Go back to the clip of the movie. We could rent it right now. We could watch Bullet to the Head.
Could.
We're not going to, but we could. It's us with a pretty lady on ABC.
You're gonna cover her though.
Bad movies. I am. Ow.
Here we go.
Hello. Hello. How are you?
Let me stab you in the spleen.
I ain't that kind of guy.
Not that lengthy.
I can reach someone's spleen with a knife for sure.
That's not the object I was talking about.
What were you talking
The
about?
beepus.
Oh, there's no need to be juvenile, Jeff.
Well, we're watching this movie.
What was juvenile about this movie? We'll talk about it after I have to take my
Go
break.
pee, go pee. Intermission.
This is the end of the commentary.
Hey everybody, it's the ABCs of Bad Movies. We are here with Alex and Hefe. Say hi, Alex.
Hello.
We just finished what? We just
You
finished.
all right?
We want to hear a joke, Jeff. It's Hefe to you. No, just kidding.
Jeffy?
El Jefe. El Jefe. No, we are here. We just finished watching The Letter B.
We are here.
We are here watching The Letter B.
My name is Francis. I am the Australian man. We are here. I am the main character of the film. I am a Mad Max.
I can't
I
even
am
do
an
it now.
angry Maximilian. On a furious street.
This is by Just Chorizo Production.
Angry Boulevard.
Post-apocalypto.
A cappella. Anyway, what were we talking about?
We are a podcast about bad movies and watching them in alphabetical order. We just finished watching the letter B. B is for beer.
That's what I said last season. We're bringing it back.
And it's also for bounty killer, which we just finished watching.
Saying B is for beer just reminds me of the Better B movie we watched, which was Birdemic.
Better is very questionable.
Would you say that this movie was better than Birdemic?
Yes.
Yes?
You gotta remember, Birdemic was second to last on my list.
What was last?
Apartment motherfucking 1303.
Was After Last Season better than Apartment 1303? It did have better computer graphics.
Well, it didn't have a blue filter for everything.
It did have a lot of CAD program.
It did have a lot of AutoCAD, yes. What is that? This is my favorite channel on Twitch. Yay!
Oh, thanks.
What? Please read that name out loud.
Blaze!
I don't remember if I told Blaze this in person or not, but I actually played against somebody named Blaze.
Oh, very cool.
Yes.
God, we have to talk about this movie, huh?
Doctor?
Doctor, yeah. That's right.
Doctor? So, this is how the second half of this podcast goes. So we just finished watching, and so now we are going to go through the second half of our show, which includes...
Plot synopsis.
Then we go to...
Trivia.
Then?
Games. Then we do random thoughts.
Then
we do recommendations.
Then we go the fuck home.
Yeah. We have to leave the studio.
Yep. Leave the studio, get in a car, drive home. Very dangerous after lots of booze.
We don't drive.
No.
Or we make our wives drive us.
We're a couple.
What?
What? I'm kidding.
We did make that claim once.
Never again.
The sex was bad.
All right, so should we move on? What happened? What the fuck happened in Bounty Killer?
Oh, I could tell you.
Do you want to? Should we play our game?
If we want to get plot synopsis out of the way, we can do our 2-minute game. We can just do 2-minute, or we could do...
We should just go through this movie.
Well, it does deserve a longer inspection
I
because
agree.
it was so confusing. It was confusing in how stupid it was. So pathetically written that we could have written it.
So, how does this movie? So this movie starts out.
They're fetching a bounty from some rich guy
Who owns like a bar basically, with modern luxury. So it's basically a strip club. This guy owns a strip club.
in like a post-apocalypse city that the building's destroyed except for the penthouse that the bar's in.
Yeah, and he's basically bragging about like, why would people go live in the desert when they can come and, you know,
Be our slaves.
and also watch and not have sex with these fake hologram strippers.
They never bring the holograms back, do they?
Nope.
That was just for the first scene.
So the owner then goes and like gets a drink from the bartender, takes a sip, immediately like gags.
On a piece of paper, which
Yeah.
is where I draw the line because he was drinking straight liquor of some kind, and apparently he
Just like
slammed half of it and then
Opened his mouth.
swallowed it. Did not feel a giant crumpled up piece of paper in his glass.
nope. Nor did he even notice it. Because like when you go down, like you like look at your drink. You're not just like.
Not him. Well, he's rich. Have you ever seen a rich person drink?
Hmm?
Yeah, they look very distracted and they look up in the air.
What? Precisely.
I guess that was more of a visual gag.
So then he's like, oh, I'm gonna be killed. So he's like, bounty hunter, get out of the counter. Get out of there.
Hey, bounty killer, what are you doing down in the back there?
What in tarnation?
What are you doing pouring drinks when you're supposed to be shooting me in the fucking face?
And then he like whips out 2 pistols. He's just strapped, and he just like pulls out 2 pistols.
Pistols akimbo.
And she like hops the counter, and she like has the audacity.
Nay, the temerity.
To light up a drag and just take a puff while this guy's just pointing. It's like it's the classic trope of like the bad guy never shoots the good guy in the opportune time. Like you're pointing the guns at her.
Just shoot her.
Just get it done. Just get it over with.
Well, apparently there is honor amongst billionaire thieves.
It's the code. Must be the code.
The pirate's code.
Aye. They must have done a parlay.
Part of the ship and part of the crew.
I call a parlay.
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Captain Jack.
You want me to do that for you?
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
99 souls.
99 souls.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Captain Barbosa.
You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one. What are you all laughing at? Get back to work.
Miss Turner. The
No-
Black Pearl.
Not you. We named the Monkey Jack.
Captain Jack.
Jeffrey Rush played, what's his name? You know, the Pink Panther? The original?
Mm-hmm.
What was the actor's name?
See
Peter
Martin?
Sellers. You fucker. Jeffrey Rush played Peter Sellers in the biopic about Peter Sellers.
You know what I need? Another
I'll-
drink.
I'll take another one and I'll talk about Pink Panther.
Why don't you go through the plot?
Okay, so they a guy pulls a shotgun on cool back door. Guy pulls a shotgun on the bounty person as he's pointing his guns at the woman, and he pulls the trigger and it's like empty or it's like the gun jammed or something, and so then the billionaire guy turns and tries to shoot him, and then the woman shoots at him, and there's a gunfight where the man bounty killer is really haphazard with his weapon and accidentally shoots a bunch of people while also shooting the people he's trying to shoot. The billionaire grabs what looks like a World War II era flamethrower and
Surprise! It's a jetpack.
runs away. It's a jetpack, which apparently they have, and that's another thing that is never brought up again in the rest of the movie, except in the cartoon that explains the
Reason.
lore of the universe that we're in. And they get on the roof. A bunch of billionaires are flying away. He's about to fly away. His jetpack gets shot. He has to reattach like some hose to his jetpack tank. And then the woman, he shoots at the woman. She falls off the roof, and the guy bounty killer catches her with one hand,
While simultaneously...
takes her gun out of her hand as she's dangling, and he's holding her with one hand, shoots the billionaire in the fucking head from across the roof with a shotgun, and then
just explodes his face off.
and then they start having a casual conversation while he's holding her up with just one arm, and then he takes the
She
cigarette.
takes a cigarette.
She takes the cigarette out of her mouth.
After she lit a cigarette.
And he takes a drag of it, and then
Scene.
yeah, and then they go to the town where they collect bounties.
It's like an airplane graveyard.
There's a weird group that has like war paint on that they're called the Gypsies, and they're turning in a bounty. The Drifter shows up and drops his bounty off, and there's a guy with a shitty camera taking pictures that obviously there's no roll of film
Yeah,
in
he's
the
just
camera.
like
He's just hitting the
literally like this, like brr, brr, brr,
he's like
as
hitting
fast as he can.
He's
move
hitting
his
like
finger
the shutter button.
in full like extension.
And then there's another guy who's like, "I'm the best gun caddy around. Please hire me." And he's like, "Fuck off." And he's Australian, so he's
Fuck
like,
off, not T.J. Miller.
why don't you go suck a fucking cunt? And he goes up to collect his bounty, and then the woman shows up with like 4 bodies, and she collects a bounty, and she's famous. People are getting her autograph and stuff.
Her name is Mary Jane.
Her name is Mary Death.
Drifter.
Mary
just
Death.
like the Drifter.
Mary
Death. God damn it. His name is the Drifter, just like in Destiny. Except his real name is Francis.
What the hell's Destiny?
Never heard of it.
Well, you just said it.
Nope. Wasn't me.
Video game?
Yeah.
Video games.
Yes. Yes. Destiny the video game.
Video games.
Yep.
2 of them.
Ding. 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 It's this thing. Don't worry about it. Other people will get it. Stop that. Drink your beer.
Yes, sir.
So they turn in the bounties. The guy who's collecting the bounty and then giving the money is like this aloof English guy.
It's
just,
Mr.
like,
Gibbs from Pirates of the Caribbean.
who just dumps bodies down, and he's just like,
he
here's
literally
your money.
kicks bodies down a hole.
And then he gets a new bounty, and we see that the bounty is for
the
the
Drifter.
the main guy, and we're like, uh-oh.
The Drifter's already left at this point after that bounty prints
They both
out.
have left. They both have left at this point. They're leaving, and the Drifter's like, fine, you stupid idiot, not T.J. Miller.
Yeah, he
Gun
sneaks
caddy.
in,
He's like,
and
come
he's
on.
like, hire me.
Yeah,
So he falls down the steps of the building and accidentally fires off a gun.
very comical.
And he stands up and he's like, I'm not shot.
And he's like, I'm okay. And the crowd cheers.
And that's when I said, this movie's going to suck my nuts. I'm so sad thinking like
And then they rode off into the sunset on
motorbikes. Yeah.
And then she gets in her really shiny luxury
She's got like a Camaro or something.
Challenger.
Some kind of muscle car.
Yep. And rides
and,
off.
And she zips off, chasing something.
Another bounty.
Chasing a different bounty. Are they chasing the same one?
No, they're like, let's go different directions.
Okay. Oh God. So then he goes somewhere and he's like shooting at nothing with the motorcycle.
They're like
and
practicing.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. They're like,
And
pass
he's
me
like-
this 12 gauge. Pass me the whatever.
And he drops most of them, and it's not funny or entertaining.
It's like, you just dropped like half your guns, you fucking moron. And you're not going back for them either.
No. The Drifter like makes physical notes where he's like, "Oh, you just fucking dropped that gun," but they keep driving.
Yep.
And then they, where does the woman go? Where does Death Cab for Cutie go? She
I don't
goes somewhere,
fucking
but
know.
then she goes to where he is, and she finds the body of the
I don't
guy.
fucking
She
know.
realizes that he's got a bounty on him, and she finds a charred corpse with a knife in it, and he's just chilling in a chair.
Yeah, they're at...
And she's like, "Why is there this bounty for you? Did you kill this guy so he couldn't say anything?" And he's like, "Body's a week old, even though it's charred. It's a charred corpse. So I don't think you can tell
Yeah, you
how
can't
long
really
someone's been
date
dead
that.
from bones." He said, like, smell the room.
I don't know.
I don't either. It's like
Questionable
it's
science.
really shitty.
Pseudoscience for sure.
It's like it was a movie.
I think
based
he
on-
would have been an anti-vaxxer.
What makes you say that?
The pseudoscience of touching bodies and knowing how old they are.
He did that again later in the movie. He
Like
touches
4
the
times.
forearm of a person. He's like, 2 weeks. It's been 2
It's been
2 weeks since you were alive.
it's been 2 weeks
You were
since you were alive.
just trying to survive.
Now,
Now you're fucking dead. Maybe one day I'll get some head from Death
Mary
Mary
Death.
Cab for Cutie.
All right. So then there's a gunfight, and there's all these guys in suits and yellow ties, and they're trying to kill everyone. And then
The Duster, the Drifter, tells the woman's like, "Yes, that's me. I was a corporate guy."
but I changed my ways.
And she's like, "Why didn't you tell
I
me?"
changed my ways.
That sounds pretty Australian.
I changed my ways. I changed my ways.
I don't want it.
I don't want the corporate laugh.
Oh, remember my bounty killer brothers.
Whatever.
I'll never forget.
The North remembers.
I'll never forget my brothers. She is my queen. She's our queen. She is my aunt. And I certainly inseminated her.
Whatever. So then she like starts to attack him, and he jumps out of a window
Backwards.
back first and hits the
school
top of a
bus.
school bus.
A half
and
school
falls
bus.
off.
A short bus.
And I laughed at that. And then a second later, she jumps out the same window back first.
And then just starts shooting.
Also hits the bus, and they're shooting all these yellow tie people who are trying to kill him, her, both of them.
Yes.
Oh, she went and she was stopped by that weird business guy.
Oh, that's right.
That's how she found the poster for him that he was wanted. It doesn't matter. She kills him very fast, and it didn't matter.
Yep.
They were trying to bribe her to like join this corporation for some reason. And
they
then,
said it was for the Council of Nine.
Yes.
They tried to like pretend.
And then so then she's shooting at him after they jump out of the bus. She's shooting at Mary Kill Janes is shooting at Drifter, and then she stops and she's like, why don't we just go together? And he's like,
I can't have you do that.
doesn't sound like a really great idea, honestly, if I could be perfectly honest with you. I understand
There's been a lot of wildfires.
you've been shooting at me quite a bit. Well, now it's turning
I didn't
British.
like that. Didn't
Well.
like that at all. Actually.
Well, if I could be honest, not a fan. No, it's British again.
Definitely not a fan.
Listen.
Mate. Lassie.
Listen, Mary.
Maddie.
Marie? Marie! This movie. So she stopped shooting at him. It's like, let's just go together. And then he's like, no. So then she starts shooting at him again. And then his
They're like,
gun
why
caddy.
are you killing each
His
other?
gun caddy was ripping car parts out of her car, which no one noticed.
Yeah.
And then the Drifter and his gun caddy hop off on their bikes and they speed away. And she gets in her car and she's chasing them through the desert. And her whole body except for her legs are out of the car window.
She puts on like cruise control.
Yeah,
some
and she's pushing buttons like with her feet.
It's like a
to
weird
hit,
mechanical
like, nitrous
thing.
boosts and shit. And then finally, the gun
Swindling.
caddy's sabotage works. The car starts to spin. She flies out of the car, and then
They're like, wait, we gotta
the
make
car
sure she's alive.
the car comes to a stop, and it cuts to the motorcycle stop, turned around, and I said, please have that car explode. And then it cuts to like
Car
a
explosion.
1980s hatchback that's painted like the nice car exploding. And we were like, oh, that's the same car.
For sure. 10 for 10.
Yeah. And then he goes, can't have you following me through the desert. It's awful hot and uncomfortable.
Lots of sand.
Very dusty.
Lots of sand.
Sand everywhere. You wouldn't believe.
I don't like sand.
It's coarse. And it's rough.
It's
It's just
everywhere.
everywhere. Not like here, where everything is soft.
It's smooth.
Smooth. Let me know if I'm invading your personal space.
All right, Lassie.
Am I Lassie? Is that? Then they get kidnapped by gypsies.
Mm-hmm.
And they're held for a while. And these are people who are all covered in face paint.
War paint.
They're supposed to look barbaric.
They're supposed to look like
We've seen them before, and they don't. They look like candy skulls.
Yeah, the Dia del El Dia de Muertos.
Yes.
Muertes.
It looks like that.
Day of the Dead.
If you've watched, what was that movie? Coco or whatever?
Yes. Coco
Looks like
Coco
that.
Chanel documentary. By Pizza,
She was a Nazi sympathizer, Coco Chanel.
probably.
She's also the reason that tanning is a fad,
Really?
or in fashion. Because she got, like, sunburnt once, and she was very pale. She got sunburnt, and then it turned into a tan, and she went, "This is the fashion now." And everyone went, "Oh, yes, brilliant. Oh, wonderful. Oh, it's so good. So fantastic. I love this. She's such a genius. She loves Nazis. It's wonderful. Hugo Boss. Oh, huge fans. Volkswagen.
Versace. Wow.
Versace. Hey.
Must be the money.
If you want to go and take a ride with me.
Something, something, something. Take a bribe with me.
Is that the That's not the one. Oh, why? Something, something. Hey!
Must be Versace.
That's right. Oh, fuck me.
So they get captured by
They
gypsies.
get captured by gypsies, and the reason we're
Basically-
saying they look like that is because you'd expect them to have like some kind of accent or like sound barbaric in any way, and then the gypsy queen comes out, and she sounds like a black woman from L.A.
It's like, you fucking what? You fucking what? What is her name?
Where's the girl? Where's the girl? And it's like, you shouldn't sound like that.
You're drawing me out of this movie.
You sound like you're from L.A. and they casted you and you're just from L.A. and you're looking for work. You don't sound like a gypsy queen who's
You don't
like...
sound like you're trying.
You don't sound like the queen of the barbarians.
You don't sound like Captain Barbosa. Calypso.
Oh, don't get me started. I do that voice. I do an over-exaggeration of that voice all the time.
Calypso.
Pisses my wife off to no end. I
wanna
do it
hear
all
it.
the time. Okay.
It's a Captain Jack Bar.
Jack Barbosa, yeah. Would you go to the ends of the earth to save your captain? I over-exaggerate it on purpose. You need to go with someone who has been there.
Someone.
Remember when she turned into
David
like a
Jones
million
Laka.
crabs?
Yes. Someone in David Jones Laka.
You need to find the dead man's chest.
On board the Black Pearl.
You go to my voodoo hut. Take the riverboat down.
Jack Sparrow.
Captain Jack Sparrow. I almost want to also do the Javier Bardem. Did you see the fifth one?
No?
Oh, do you know who Javier Bardem is? Did you see Skyfall?
Yeah, is he the guy with the weird, like, jaw thing?
Yeah, he's the blonde. He's the
Yes,
main villain in
gotcha.
Skyfall.
Yeah, yeah.
He's the main villain in the fifth Pirates of the Caribbean movie,
I
where he's the
remember.
ghost. He's a ghost and he drowned. So whenever he talks, like water shoots out of his mouth.
Love that.
And I would do it right now, but we're inside. If I was outside, I would put beer in my mouth and Captain Jack Sparrow, dead men tell no tales. It's so bad.
Okay, let's just.
So
just
she
gonna
has
tell you
no
this movie.
accent. She has no accent.
They
and
go. They do the gypsy thing. They escape. He gets tortured. They're wondering where.
Well, you're missing a big part of.
They're wondering
plot-wise.
where this gypsy who escaped was.
That's what
and
they
her
were
name
asking,
is not Mary. It's
like Nami, Nary,
Nary.
Nori.
It's like anything that rhymes with Mary is what's her name. And
Yeah.
she escaped, and they're like, "Where did she go? She was a part of us, and you need to tell us." And she left for someone called the Drifter, which is you. So yeah, and we're gonna torture you for about 2 minutes, and then we're gonna leave you alone,
Then we're gonna let you take a nap.
and then we're gonna party.
Then we're gonna
get
rage
fucking
face,
hammered,
and then we're gonna
and then it's the morning, and
he
he escapes.
well he
he gets this
well-
sharp rock
well,
and cuts his
the
rope out.
the gun caddy. I think his name is Jack.
Sure.
Sparrow. his buddy Jack is like, they seem to think that you know where this woman is. Do you know where she is? Because then we can get out of here and not get eaten.
And he's like, "Yeah, it's Mary Death."
And he goes,
like,
"What?
I'm sorry. You what?
It's Mary Death. Shut the fuck up." Well, that's British.
Shut up, lad.
I can't do an Australian again. It's gone.
Channel your inner crocodile hunter.
That's not a knife. Paul Hogan.
It got way bigger.
Listen, Jack, you've got to keep your mouth shut because that's a secret that I'd like to keep secret until I use this shell to cut through the ropes here today, so
And
that
they'll
we
get
can
us
wake
out.
up. So that
Get us out.
we can wake up in the morning and steal that station wagon. What do you say?
That bus.
So he says that he knew her because she escaped and found him, and then he trained her. He says that. It takes 5 seconds to say it, and then it cuts to a flashback, like 10-minute long scene of her finding him while he's fucking a bunch of whores.
Yep.
And then...
Whores.
And then training her.
Yep.
Which was pointless, because he said it. But that's neither here nor there. It's the morning, he cuts through the rope, they escape on what is supposed to be a stagecoach. It's a trailer that's roped up to 6 motorcycles.
3.
It looked like more every time they shot back to it, like during the chase scene that inevitably happens.
It's 3 motorcycles, and he's driving it like a stagecoach.
They crack reins that are attached to the motorcycles, and the motorcycles start going. And then all the gypsies wake up and like, they're stealing our fucking stagecoach that we spent a long time
preparing. Like, this is an intricate mechanism here.
So then they have a gun battle there.
Then it turns into legit Mad Max.
It is straight Mad Max. It's a bunch of people in weird makeup on motorcycles shooting at a person on another weird motorcycle, back and forth.
Yep. Trying to sabotage each other's vehicles, shooting each other.
And it's in the desert, and the main guy is Australian, so it's Mad Max.
Yep.
For about 15 minutes.
And basically Mad Max
ends up blowing them all up.
Yep.
And they find
and not TJ Miller doesn't kill a guy. But he disables a bomb.
Disables a bomb and finds a 6-pack of PBR, which they opened that fridge and I got very disappointed in that.
That's Pabst Blue Ribbon, for those who don't know what a PBR is.
Here's your fun trivia during the plot synopsis. The blue ribbon that it won for best beer was won in like 1896.
Yep, and that's the only one it's ever won.
I wonder what it's probably because it was the only beer at the time. Because have you ever had PBR? It tastes like fucking shit. If you ever have the opportunity, you've never had it, drink PBR, so that you can be disappointed.
Don't know if PBR is worse than Keystone though.
I went to a party in college that had a theme, and the theme was hipsters versus hippies. So I dressed up as a hipster because that was much more apropos for my wardrobe at the time.
Sure.
And I bought a 4-pack of PBR Tall Boys. I'd never had them before.
And you were like,
and
fuck.
I cracked one open and I drank it. I was like, this tastes awful. And I had to leave the party to go buy beer that I could drink. And then it came back. But I still held the PBRs in my hand while drinking the beer that I liked.
Nice.
Because it was part of my costume.
So, where were we? So he finds the PBR. Mad Max, whatever. The Drifter's like, you just found our ticket across the Badlands.
So then they go visit Jimbo.
Yep.
At the Rancho Rosita.
Yep.
Which is French for
Rosita Ranch.
Yeah. And
I'm like, it's that guy.
It's that guy who I'm sure you'll tell me about in the trivia.
And so he's like a car guy, and he's like fixing up cars, and they're like, and he's like, dude, I need to get across the Badlands. He's like, I'm not gonna take you. And then he's like, but I have a 6-pack of PBR, and he's like,
well, I guess
definitely
we're gonna go.
Taking you.
Meanwhile, Jack, the gun caddy, notices that this guy has a moonshine distillery that is special made to act as fuel for his car to get through the Badlands. So I guess this moonshine allows his car to go fast enough where they don't suffer horribly in the Badlands.
Sure.
And then he goes, don't drink that. And then it cuts away. And then we both said he's going to be drinking it when they cut back to him, right? It's like, yeah.
He finishes it, and he's like, oh.
Yeah. And he passes out, which I thought was kind of funny. But, I mean, you see it coming.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's also because they haven't eaten in days.
I guess. But that's just post-apocalypse.
Typical.
So they're going across the Badlands as Mary Death is going through the Badlands as well, and then she throws on a gas mask in the Badlands because I guess you can't breathe in the Badlands, and she starts hallucinating herself as the corpses she's driving past, and then she finds a gypsy who is dying. His eyelids have melted off, and he says that they're looking for her because they know that she's the one, that the gypsy that ran away, even though no one told them that. And then she kills him and then finds a hut that she goes into, a person that we've never been told about or warned about, or no one's mentioned it in the movie, but it seems like he's some kind of map maker. She trades her autograph because this guy is apparently a fan of hers, because bounty killers are famous in this universe. And he gives her a map to get to the council, which is where the drifter's going. So then it cuts back to the drifter, and they made it through the Badlands, and Jimbo, the guy who they traded the beer for to drive them through, is about to drink his first one, and he gets shot in the arm, which I thought he was going to die, and I'm very glad that he didn't die at that moment. And he was still character. He is without a doubt the best character in the movie, and he's able to save the PBR and drink it later. And then it's Death Mary Death. Is it supposed to be like a play on Mary Beth?
I think it's supposed to. I think it's supposed to be like a weird reach to, like, remember like the Mother Mary trope that's like you say Mother Mary in front of a mirror in your bathroom 3 times, she appears.
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary. I think it's like a Bloody Mary reach.
I don't know. Looking at this woman, well, I guess she didn't write the movie, so never mind. I was gonna say she doesn't look like she would know about that.
I don't think the people who wrote this movie really gave it much thought. They're like, she's Mary Death because she kills people.
Well, we'll discuss about
and that's all of her character.
What these movie makers know or don't know necessarily when we get to random thoughts or trivia, I suppose, because it's worth mentioning certain things. So he gets out from behind the cover that they're in, and he's like, "Why don't you fucking knock it off? Listen,
knock it off.
Stop kicking dirt on my shoes by shooting me, and we can discuss this like adults, whatever, and we'll figure it out, and we'll be aces." And then they decide to go to the council together, the place that hunts the corporate people, that pays for hunting the corporate people. I don't even think we mentioned it. It's called the Council of Nine.
Yeah.
So they're going to the Council of Nine. And so they all go together, and then I think they just get there, right? That's like the next scene is they get there?
Get there, and it's in ruins. And do you have it better? Can you do it better?
No.
It's in ruins. And it's in ruin. And they're like, what the fuck happened here?
Ruins?
Ruined. It's ruined.
What?
It's in ruins.
What is that?
Ruins.
Oh.
Runes.
Runes.
It's in ruins.
I have no comment.
All right. Well, it's destroyed. Basically, it's rubble.
It's in ruins.
Yes, ruined.
It's ruined. Yeah.
Yeah.
The council's dead.
They're fucked.
And then they get ambushed by a bunch of yellow tie. The bad guys all wear yellow ties.
Yes, they're called the Second Sons. So the sun, yellow tie. That's the theme.
And then the evil boss of the Second Sons, turns out it was
his business partner.
His former business partner / lover?
Question mark?
Maybe? The ones that they built
Someone
planes
who knew him
that
very
did
personally.
They're the ones that built planes that helped bomb a lot of things.
During the Corporation Wars of 2009.
Yeah. And also, we haven't mentioned this, but Gary Busey's there.
Yep.
He's there for
He's
two
a
scenes.
henchman. He's a
He was
henchman.
there. He was on set for a day, so they used him. And it's worth noting that his suit is for sure like his Gary Busey's actual suit. Because every other villain is dressed in like a black suit with a yellow tie, and Gary Busey's got this white suit, yellow tie.
And
so they
it's
gave
all-
him the yellow tie, but the white suit is extremely wrinkled. Like they called him as like, we can get you on set for a day. We'll give you like $10,000. Just wear a suit. And he went, I'll put on my Sunday best. And he went out there in this wrinkled ass suit. And then they fight. The gypsies show up. Mary Death kills the gypsy queen.
In a one-on-one.
The gypsy queen had stabbed her in the spleen. They kidnapped the evil villains have knocked out and kidnapped the drifter and put him on a helicopter and flew him away in a computer helicopter.
Yep.
And the gun caddy has beaten the shit out of Gary Busey.
Correct.
So, Death Cab for Cutie wakes up in a gypsy camp. She is now the queen of the gypsies because she killed the queen of the gypsies.
By kicking her head off, nonetheless.
By literally kicking her head off with her foot.
Spurs.
Well, she spurred her in the neck?
She knifed her in the neck and then kicked her off with the spur. Spurred heel.
Well, I assume there was a lot of force behind her whole leg as well. It's not just a spur that's going to knock your head off.
No, but that helped the slicey slice.
I guess. And the gun caddy's like, I beat the shit out of Gary Busey, and now he's told us where the...
Gary Busey's a small fish, and you know what they say about small fish.
What do they say?
You can catch a small shark.
Shark, you say?
And they're like, you did good, not TJ Miller. And so, cut back to the drifter, who's now shaved, head slicked back, tied up in an office chair, in an office suite.
Yes.
And he wakes up, he's like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, the
evil boss lady
comes in, and she's like, I've decided you're going to start becoming a partner again, and you're going to start helping us make these...
Well, I think she still likes him for some reason. And she's like, I want you inside me, and I want to run our future resort business together.
Yeah. And you're going to do it. You're going to like it. Because I shaved you. And I cut your hair, and I slicked it back.
I didn't just shave your face.
And I slicked it back with my own juices.
I civilized you, and I'm gonna sliverize you with my sliver.
With my lady beep.
That's down under.
It's down under. It's
down under, you say.
It's in the Boggy Creek. Boggy Creek.
Bit of a hairy clam.
Rices are hard to come by these days. It's a bit of a hairy clam.
So you're giving me a raise.
Didn't even have to interview. Didn't even have to go for a 1 and 2.
Neither. Whatever. So she's trying to convince him to join the evil business.
And she's facing away from the rest of the office.
It's an office that's all windows, basically, into like the
cubes.
Yeah, the pit, you know.
Yeah.
And a door in the pit explodes off its hinges, and everyone runs in, like
the gypsies. And
Mary Death comes in with like a gun. She's firing a gun, and then the gun caddy comes in, and he's shooting things. And then there's a woman with like twirling like flaming like morning stars and shit, like murdering people. And there's explosions of blood splattering on the glass. I guess the office is soundproof because the woman doesn't notice.
You can't hear it when you're in the office scene.
And he keeps looking over and he's like, sounds great. Love it. Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Sure.
Knock on the door.
Fuck all these gulags.
Civilized knock on the door. We're having a conversation. The door gets destroyed. And it's her.
And she's like, "Oh,
it's Mary
fuck.
Death.
Oh, fuck it."
She's like, "How did you find us?" And she gets like whacked in the face with a briefcase, and then they start murdering everyone as they take the guy down.
They rescued him.
They're
they
fighting people.
Then there's a bit of a resistance from the yellow ties.
And then the boss woman shows up again, shoots Mary Death in the chest. I guess it's worth noting that Mary Death went to the old brothel that she met the Drifter at.
Oh, yeah.
And the only woman left is the old mistress.
The old hag.
Yeah, the madam.
And she's like, hey.
She's like, here, take this bulletproof suit.
Wonder Woman suit.
Yeah. It's got a metal breastplate so that if you get shot in the chest, which probably won't happen, but it did, it won't kill you. So that's what happens.
But not your cleavage. Anything but your cleavage.
It's cut so that the cleavage still shows. And she didn't get shot in the cleavage, thank goodness.
No, right there. Right in the breastplate.
Mm-hmm.
Quite literally in the breastplate.
I've got a plate of breast.
It's almost as good as the brisket. It's
Broil.
the brisket.
It's the breastest.
So, Mad Max gets pissed off and he shoots the symbol.
He shoots the boss woman first with a shotgun.
In the chest, and she goes flying back.
She ragdolls back and then hits the ground and slides a distance, and then he shoots the logo of this corporation.
Which, one of the ropes, and then the other rope causes it to swing violently at another person and stabs him in the face, then swing violently back, and then he shoots the rope again, and it falls on...
And it like cuts the boss woman in half.
Lady. Yeah, it falls on her face.
And it's worth noting that the motion of this CGI logo was extremely realistic, considering what you expect the weight of it to be. You'd expect it to move very slowly. Or sorry, in reality,
momentum.
You'd expect it to move like a old silent film speed. Where it's like you hear like the piano playing. The vaudeville piano playing very fast, and it swings like this, and it's going fucking crazy, and then falls like, it doesn't like, boom, it goes,
straight down. Gravity just, that is one heavy ass logo. That's all we're saying.
It was like, this is where we're cut for time. We can't afford to render this for 1 second longer.
Nope.
Done.
And basically, the gypsies and them win, and Mary Death got shot by the evil corporate lady.
But she survived.
Because
of the breastplate.
Yep. And then it cuts to a new shop back at the Thirsty Beaver.
At the old brothel.
And Jack and Billy Bob are...
Jack and Jimbo are fixing a car together.
Yep, a new car.
Jimbo's teaching him how to like fix an engine, and then offers him the last PBR.
He's like, "This is for saving my life, pal."
Yeah.
He's like, "But it's your last." And then he takes a big old gulp, and he's like, "Tastes like boobs."
No, he said, "That tastes like boobies," which we then learned in the blooper reel. The blooper reel that played during the end credits.
That there was much better lines.
That it was an ad-lib line, and I actually think It Tastes Like Boobies was the best one.
Yeah, it kind of was. I do agree with you there. I don't remember what the other ones were.
There was one that might have been able to compete, which is like Tastes Like a Spring Meadow, which is especially funny because they live in a fucking desert. Tastes Like Boobies is not bad, though.
No. It's T.J. Miller humor.
Yeah.
So...
And then it also cuts to the ditcher and the Mary boy fucking
banging and using the yellow tie as some kink.
And weird editing stuff where it looked like if you were trying to watch a video online and it kept like lagging and trying to buffer, but the audio was still playing. That's how they cut it, and it was weird. And I think you get one real quick shot of one of her nipples.
Probably.
There, which is a little disappointing, because it's right at the end of the movie. Like, I was fine with not seeing anything at that point.
Why even bother?
Yeah.
There was already 2 nips.
You're contractually obligated to 3 frames of nipple. And you know Alex will see it.
And then they, not TJ Miller and Jimbo, get the car ready and they're like revving it up. And she's like, she comes out dressed in all black this time instead of her typical uniform. And she's like, let's do it.
I'm going to the Philly coast.
Yep, the Philly coast. And then not Mad Max comes out and he's like, you fucking stabbed me again, you bitch.
Because in the flashback, she stabbed him when he was honest with her.
Yeah, he's like, you fucking stabbed me again. And that shit hurts. And it's deep. And she's like, you fucking bet I did. End credits.
Come get me.
Roll credits.
For some reason.
Yep, roll fucking credits. And that's the plot of Bounty Killer.
I hated it.
You loved it. It was an exciting movie.
Was it?
It had a lot of action.
I think there were 2 moments when I was, like, shocked. And, like, actually, like, there. Like, super into it. One was when he flies out of the window back first and hits the bus. I thought that was really funny.
Okay.
Because that looked really bad.
Okay.
Like, not bad as in it, they shot it poorly. Like, bad as in, like, that guy
Poor guy.
fell out of that window
Poor fucking
was
guy.
probably in a lot of pain when he slammed his back into a bus.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one... It might have been like when they kick in the door and it's like the camera's in the soundproof room.
Oh, you know what? There's also a point where I was disappointed. Maybe this belongs in random thoughts. Never mind.
Well, I was basically done, so.
But it's time.
I didn't realize you were gonna sing.
Trivia. It's time to make some guesses. Let's drink when we get it wrong. It's time for trivia. It's the ABCs of bad movies. And it's time to guess some trivia.
It's the best part of the show.
Yeah!
Well, at least for us. For me. You mentioned shark, and I was going to read the Quint from Jaws shark monologue.
Okay, go for it. Read it while I do this.
Have you seen the movie Jaws?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to do my best. USS Indianapolis. Japanese submarine slammed 2 torpedoes into her side sheath. I was coming back from the island in Tinian late, just delivering the bomb. A Hiroshima bomb. Vessel went down in 12 minutes. Didn't see the first shark for about half an hour. Tiger, 13-footer. No, you know that when you're looking in the water, Chief. Tell by looking from the dorsal to the tail. Well, we didn't know. Because our bomb mission had been so secret, no distress signal had been sent. Didn't even list us overdue for over a week. 31st Light Chief, shark comes cruising. So we formed ourselves into tight groups, kind of like old squares in a battle. See in the calendar, like Battle of Waterloo. The idea was the shark comes to the nearest man and he starts pounding, hollering, screaming. Sometimes the shark go away. Sometimes he won't go away. Sometimes that shark, he looks right at you, right in your eyes. You know the thing about a shark, Chief? He's got lifeless eyes, black eyes like a doll's eyes. When he comes at you, he doesn't seem to be living till he bites you. His little black eyes roll over white, and then you hear that terrible high-pitched screaming. Ocean turns red. In spite of the pounding and the hollering, they all come in and they rip you to pieces.
Oh my god, please stop.
You know, by the end of that first dawn, we lost 100 men. I don't know how many sharks, maybe 1,000. I don't know how many men, they average 6 an hour. Thursday morning, Chief, I bumped into a friend of mine, Herbie Robinson from Cleveland, baseball player. Bosun's mate. Thought he was asleep and reached over to wake him up. Just kind of bobbed up and down in the water and just like a kind of top upended. Well, he'd been bitten in half, below the waist. Noon the 5th day, Mr. Hooper. Lockheed Ventura sauce. He swung in low and he saw us. He was a young pilot, younger than Mr. Hooper. Anyway, he saw us, came back in low, and 3 hours later, a big fat PBY comes down and starts to pick us up. You know, that was the time I was most frightened, waiting for my turn. Never put on a life jacket again. So, 1,100 men into the water, 316 men come out. Sharks, they took the rest. June the 29th, 1941. 5. Anyway, we delivered the bomb. Remember that scene? Such a good scene. Here's your fun fact about Jaws. The actor who played Quint was a raging alcoholic. He eventually died of like cirrhosis of the liver.
Mm-hmm.
But in the scene, they're supposed to be really drunk and they're sharing like stories. So he wanted to be drunk and like tell the story and like read the line, and he totally fucked it up. So he went to like Steven Spielberg, like super drunk. He's like, "I'm very sorry, I'm really drunk. I can't do this scene." He's like, "Tomorrow I'll fucking do it." And Steven Spielberg was like, "Go fuck yourself. Like, we'll just do something else." So he came in the next day, like hungover, and he's like, "I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it." And he did it in one take.
Nice. Very nice.
Sharks in the water.
I really wish I had more info about this movie.
Is there nothing on IMDb?
Not really.
What are we gonna do?
Well, that's okay. We can still do other things.
We can do other things. Like trivia. And strum our strings. We got Jeffrey on the piano. Alex on the cello.
Alright, let's just fucking get back to this shit. So, sadly, I don't really have... I wish I had more trivia. But I really don't. So we're just gonna go with some... I'll just make it up.
Nothing better than made-up trivia.
I mean, I'm not gonna make it up, but I'll make it up. Like, I don't even have box office or anything.
Are you trying to imply that this movie didn't go to theaters?
I don't have anything. I'll only have a release date. That's fine. I really wanted to go, okay, this should be easy. So the guy, Jimbo, who I was like, he's in a ton of stuff.
Yes.
Name any TV show or film that he has been in.
Jimbo.
Yep. The actor who played Jimbo. Name any TV show or film that he has been in.
I'm very confident in this. I'm going to guess. My name is Earl.
Oh, God. I got to scroll through a lot of things here. Keep guessing. I'll give you a bunch.
I couldn't think of anything else.
There's just guess things.
Breaking Bad. Ocean's 11. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Nope.
Mad Max Fury Road.
Nope.
Birdemic.
Nope. Way more famous things.
No Country for Old Men.
Nope. TV shows included here.
Scrubs.
Nope.
The Office.
Nope.
Saturday Night Live.
Nope. He's also apparently been in a game.
A board game?
Yep. There's one very famous show that he's been on for a long time. From 1994 to 2009.
Friends.
Nope. But not a bad guess. Equivalent on, like, cultural phenomena, I guess.
Seinfeld.
Nope.
Doctor Who.
You're very bad at this.
Hang on.
He's also been in a very famous computer video game.
Destiny.
Computer focused. That's very much in the RPG.
Command and Conquer.
Nope.
Skyrim.
Very close to that sort of game, though. Same type of game, but way harder.
Dark Souls.
Very close, sir.
Demon Souls.
Right letter, wrong game.
Doom.
Alright, do you want me to just go into all of the things
Look
he's
at
been
the
in?
text I just got.
Wow.
I just got a text from a friend that says you must watch Velocipaster. Yeah.
Okay, are you ready to hear all the things he's been in? Jimbo. Our guy Jimbo. His real name is Abraham Ben Ruby. He was in ER. From
ER.
From 1994 to 2009.
The George Clooney daytime soap opera?
Yep.
I would have never guessed ER.
He's voiced Optimus Prime on Robot Chicken since 2005. He's been in Chicago Fire.
I don't know what Chicago Fire is.
He's been in the World of Warcraft movie.
Oh. So he's a voice
He's
actor.
been in Olaf's Frozen Adventure.
So he's a voice actor.
Yep. American Dad.
Okay.
Another World of Warcraft expansion.
Oh. The Mists of Pandaria?
Whatever that one is.
Wrath of the Lich King?
That one. This one.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Heroes of Diablo.
Diablo.
He's been in a lot of things. In that World of Warcraft. Big Hero 6. Diablo 3. I don't know some of these things, but whatever.
He's been in Bounty Killer.
Once Upon a Time is a big show.
Grace,
It's a big ABC show.
Grace used to watch that.
Bones.
Mm.
Skylanders. Community.
Okay.
Lots of Team Unicorn and Robot Chicken. I mean, look at all these things, man.
Well, he's got to pay the bills.
Charlotte's Web. He was in Charlotte's Web.
Oh, I'm sure he was.
He was in Criminal Minds, ER the Game, Miss Congeniality 2, Without a Paddle. Oh, he was one of the weed farmers.
He was one of the Hicks in Without a Paddle.
Yes. Buffy the Vampire.
Slayer.
Yep.
Buffy was not a vampire.
X-Files, Dark Angel. The Rugrats. He was Surge in the Rugrats.
I don't know who Surge is.
I don't know who that is either. George of the Jungle, 1997.
George of the Jungle.
Yep.
What a film.
Twister. He was in
Twister? With Bill Paxton?
Yeah. Roseanne.
Oh,
He was in on Roseanne as a teenager.
I'm sure. People do age.
Growing Pains.
Mm.
He was really big kid in Growing Pains.
So he's been large for a while.
He's been in the movie TV scene since 1991. Since 1990, excuse me. Literally since the 90s. And his big break was on ER from 94. 4 years in, he's on ER.
4 years in. ER started in 1990?
I don't know.
You said 4 years in.
4 years into his acting career.
Oh, that's when he got his break.
Yeah. I got a good piece of trivia for you.
You actually got one.
Well, it's more about actors, actresses.
Okay.
So this is our female lead. Doesn't matter, just put it down. This is our female lead here we're talking about.
The lady.
Yep.
The lady in red.
Kristanna Summer Loken.
Kristanna Loken?
There.
That's whoops. Hang on, we're gonna have to fix that. Kristanna Loken is the boss woman, not her.
Oh, well, sure. Kristanna Loken. I got a lot of trivia about her.
Kristanna Loken?
Not a lot, but I got some stuff, very famous stuff that she's been in.
Okay.
And I need you to name one, and it's a part of a very iconic, beloved series of movies with a famous Austrian actor in it.
So Terminator.
Which one?
3.
Great guess.
She's the lady Terminator in Terminator 3.
Yes, she is. This
is an easy trivia.
Good job.
Well, you kind of gave it to me.
I did.
Is this the second time we've encountered a person in some crap movie that has been in a Terminator movie?
Probably.
Because in Future Hunter, the main guy who was always bored, he was the Terminator in Terminator 2. He was the bad Terminator in Terminator 2. So we've gotten 2 bad Terminators. Now we just need to watch some crappy movie that Arnold Schwarzenegger was in, and then we'd have the first 3. It's all coming together.
Gotcha. Okay, so our lead actor, the Drifter.
Mm-hmm. Matthew Marsden is a name. When I wrote it down, I was like, that name sounds familiar. So
he's been in a lot of movies.
That's probably why it sounded familiar.
Yes.
Probably seen him in something.
And a couple TV shows. Very famous TV shows.
And a couple TV shows, okay.
I would like you to name this 2007 movie that he was in. It is another series, and it is about, not mystical beings, that's not right. Like, vampires and werewolves exist in this.
Twilight?
No. Way more hardcore, I guess?
Underworld.
Very same genre, but a different movie series.
Blade.
Still on the right money here. Female lead.
Resident Evil?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was Slater in Resident Evil.
Who was Slater? Was he the bad guy?
I think so.
Was he like the really weird bad guy that couldn't die?
I think so. He was also in Rambo.
Like the remake?
No, Rambo, 2008.
The remake.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a schoolboy.
No, as a schoolboy?
Yes, and he was also in a very famous military movie, if you can name this movie.
Black Hawk Down.
Yes.
Easy, because literally if you say a military movie, you could guess any actor and they're in Black Hawk Down. So many people are in Black Hawk Down, it's unbelievable.
Okay, now I need a TV show he's been in.
ER.
Not ER, but it is a. I don't know if it's. It was recently, not canceled, but has stopped showing.
House.
I'll give you a hint. It has an actor who is also a famous voice actor for video games. In games such as Destiny, Halo.
Game of Thrones?
Nope. He is most famous right now, most recently famous in-game wise in Destiny and Destiny 2.
Are we talking about like Nolan North?
You're very close with the start of the name.
Nolan?
The first letter.
What am I close in?
The first letter of the person's name.
Of the person that he's in this game with?
In this TV show with.
N.
Yep. Nathan.
Nathan
Fillion.
Oh. Was he in Firefly?
Maybe. But I need a
No.
TV show.
No. Oh, Castle?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was in Castle.
Well, I know Nathan Fillion.
Yeah. He's also in a show with 2.5 other people.
Oh, God.
He was also in 2.5 Men. He was also in Atlas Shrugged and Nikita.
Oh, no. Atlas Shrugged.
And also he was a Special Air Force person in Transformers.
Of course he was.
Okay, what is her name?
Her name?
Mary Death. Let's see what...
Christian Pitre.
Yes, let's see what else she's been in. Okay, not much.
Well, they're not going to list all her porn.
She was in a movie with Ashton Kutcher, I want to say. No. It was the same exact movie that Ashton Kutcher was in about love during Valentine's Day. It's crazy.
Crazy Stupid Love?
Yes.
Okay, thanks for the hint. I appreciate that. For the people who can't, the people who are just listening to the audio, I make a certain face when it means I'm desperate and I have no idea what's going on.
This poor girl, a recent starring she was in the Tinder Games.
The what?
Which is a spoof of the Hunger Games.
What kind of spoof?
The Tinder spoof.
No, like what genre?
Comedy.
No. What? I thought you were going to say porn.
Oh, no.
Because that sounds like a porn parody.
She was in the Tinder Games.
We should watch that.
Apparently she was also in CSI Miami.
Of course she was.
And that's really the only other things. So, sorry that this was your big break. Because you actually didn't do that terrible of a job.
Her?
Yeah.
Did she?
I'm saying she didn't do that bad of a job.
Did she do not that bad of a job?
I don't think so.
You thought this was acceptable?
For her? As her first performance?
Yeah.
I didn't think she did too bad of a job with her character. That she was
What character?
That she was given.
They painted her face for a bit and told her not to bathe.
That's on the screenwriters, though. Look, you're only as good as your script sometimes.
Well, this is worth noting is if we want to talk about trivia, this was based off a comic, like a graphic novel.
That's what it was.
Can we talk about that for a second, trivia? Or are we going to just hold that for random thoughts, which I guess starts now anyway, unless you find more trivia?
This is the trivia. Did you know that this was based on a graphic novel? Yes, it fucking said it in the damn film.
I didn't know.
And there's the
Wilhelm scream that
and the spoiler that was this isn't even a fucking spoiler. It's more like a goof.
That is a goof. That's not a spoiler.
No. So, yeah, there's no real trivia.
Okay.
To be said here. I wish I had box office. I wish I had budget. I don't have anything.
Jeffrey.
That's sad. A little bit sad.
We could have watched Birdemic 2.
We could have watched a lot of things. Okay.
You're only delaying the inevitable by making us watch this.
Now it's time for our random thoughts. I hope that it's gonna be better.
We now have a second mic for you, so you know we're doing this for at least another season. You know we're doing it.
I know, we're invested.
You know you're going to have to watch Birdemic 2.
We're invested. Well, hopefully you forget about Birdemic 2 when B comes out.
I will never. You know I won't.
Alright, so...
It's a masterclass in cinema.
So, random thoughts.
James Wynn.
Wilhelm scream. Fucking Mad Max ripoff.
Yeah. Well, no, that's a classic. It's like an editor joke, apparently. It's like you try to sneak it in, even though everyone will always catch it, but it's meant to like make other editors laugh at it. That's what it originally was for, and then people caught on what it was. So that's why everyone goes, "Oh, it's the Wilhelm scream." I think what they did. That's right. I think they did it poorly because they didn't play the soundbite like as the person was falling. They played it right when the person was like kicked. So you see them just starting to move and then the scream happens. It should have been as you see them falling to the ground. That's when you hear it. Really.
I agree.
It was a surprise.
And we both looked at each other and were like,
neither of us were expecting it.
Wilhelm scream.
Yeah, we knew we caught it immediately because it's very loud and obvious. But that was cute.
It was a good time.
If you're gonna do it, like that was the time to do it. They just missed it by a second. But
I'd like to delve into a little bit of this lore here.
I would love to do that right after we talk about her fucking costume.
Let's talk about it.
They are in a post-apocalypse. Not a lot of money. Clearly not a lot of money because they live in old airplanes.
Yep.
Obviously.
Yep.
Or they just sit in brothels that are made of like those that like
old Western
corrugated metal.
Yep.
That's just sort of welded together. That's what their whorehouses are. So not the best living situation. She has her own outfit, which we find out in a flashback she made herself. So she found these materials and was able to sew that
in really good condition.
with no in really good condition and with no sewing experience as far as we know. Cuz she was a barbarian.
She was a gypsy.
She also had grenades that were custom colored on the outside with her logo on them
and a picture of her.
Yeah. So where'd she get those? Where'd she get those things, and where'd she get the skill to make her own costume?
You know, places.
Look at it. You could even see it in this shot, like on her, right below her shoulders. She has a logo on both sides of her arms, on her sleeves.
Also in this shot, it looks like she has shoulder pads on her left shoulder, the right side of the screen.
I guess a little bit, yeah.
You see it? Like
Very
right
80s, yeah.
like right here.
Yes.
Could just be the cut of the fabric, but it's hard to say.
You go cut of the Jeff.
Or jib.
Yeah.
Cut of the jib.
So, yeah, that was very unrealistic. Clearly stole off of Mad Max.
But Mad Max didn't have branding. So they weren't stealing that from Mad Max. They were stealing the desert and the bikes and the guns.
They stole, like...
And the Australian.
They stole, like, from popular movies. In my opinion, these would be Mad Max. This is a stretch, but think about it. WALL-E with the corporate.
Well, I never saw WALL-E, so I couldn't tell you.
Well, in WALL-E, corporations destroy the earth because of pollution and what's the name? Whatever the corporate. Let's just call it not Walmart. Not Walmart
Wally Mart.
owns like everything.
Okay.
And they're the ones that build the spaceship that takes humans off. And really it's a whole ploy to like just control everyone.
I find that unrealistic. I don't think corporations would do that. Any of that.
It's corporate greed. That's what WALL-E.
That's not a thing, though. That's not real.
That's what they stole this from.
Liberal.
And
bullshit.
from Mad Max. So what's funny is the description is that this is a fusion of Mad Max and Kill Bill. I never saw Kill Bill.
I saw Kill Bill. It's almost like a fever dream for me, I think. Just like Pulp Fiction is. I feel like I haven't seen them, but I have friends who are like, "You've never seen that?" Like, describe. And I'm like, "I've seen parts of it because I have." And they're like, "Describe it," and I describe it. It's like, "You've seen the whole movie." It's like, oh.
Okay, I
It
guess
doesn't
I've seen
feel
everything.
well. Pulp Fiction isn't like chronologically in order, but Kill Bill was like I don't get that because in Kill Bill, Uma Thurman's character has a goal, and this character, Mary Death, does not have a goal, except to fuck the Australian man
and kill people.
In Kill Bill, she wants to kill. It's literally the name of the movie. Is the whole plot.
Right.
She's trying to kill Bill. In this movie, I think she just wants to fuck an Australian man.
Make him chase after him. Her.
Yeah. It's the thrill of the chase. So I don't agree with that. Certainly the Mad Max part.
Is there like a Shakespearean thing where like they're always chasing after, like she wants him to chase after her all the time that I'm unaware of? You know what I mean? Like they're supposed to be together, but she's like, nope, you gotta be constantly chasing me.
No.
I feel like that could be a thing. You know what I mean?
I don't recall any of that from any of my readings of Shakespeare. But the way you described it is slightly reminiscent of like Great Gatsby. If you were to imagine Gatsby's reaching out to the green light is just like them fucking and then she just stabs him real fast. It's like, imagine the Great Gatsby, right? Where Gatsby like earns like billions and billions of dollars and then like buys a house across the bay, and then he sees Daisy again and they have tea together and then they fuck and then she just stabs him and runs back to her husband. Like that's what that would be closer.
That's exactly what happened. Anyways, you know what I'm trying to get. It's like a weird like
What we're saying is Bounty Killer is a lot like Shakespeare or any sort of F. Scott Fitzgerald novel.
So, do you think we could have written this? What age group do you think that it would be possible to come up with this movie?
I think you can come up with like a skeleton, like, plot, like just sort of like a storyboard in an afternoon. I think you could have a bunch of 15-year-old boys come up with this story in an afternoon. From like getting out of school, like 3 to
6.
I was gonna say 3 to 9, but yeah, like just one afternoon evening, you'd have this story done with all the things that they thought were twists. They'd have it all. I think it would take 4 adolescent boys 6 hours tops to get a skeleton of this story
with the premise of we need a movie like based around Mad Max.
Well, I think this is why this was made, was because it's childish, but they were able to get backing because they had a cartoon book to go along with it.
Graphic novel.
And I'm not trying to insult graphic novels or comic books by saying that. I'm just saying they're like, look, it's already a thing that was published by us.
Let's make it better with a movie.
We'll make a movie also.
We'll promote each other, the movie and the book, by making a movie out of it.
Yeah.
Sounds
I think
great.
that's why some fucking idiot producer greenlit this. That was maybe not the people. Maybe the comic book graphic novel thing made enough money for them to make a movie.
It's possible.
When did the comic book come out?
I don't know. IMDb didn't tell me.
Was this actually a comic? Or did they just lie?
I don't know.
Did we get suckered?
It says based on graphic novel by Jason Dodson.
Who apparently wrote the movie. Oh God.
Is this a swindling? No. There it is.
Look up when that came out. If you can.
It was written by the writer of the movie and the director of the movie.
Yeah. Lots of 5-star reviews in there.
Interesting. 4 of them.
4 5-star reviews. Is right. I find this very suspicious. Was this like
Did this swindle some people?
Was this meant to move some money around in a way that the big government man will not get it? Do you think that's possible? Allegedly. Well, we're actually not making any claims, so we don't have to say allegedly.
I cannot find the actual graphic novel.
I'll tell you what, this is starting to stink like a 1-week-old corpse in a room.
Did you touch it?
You know I touched it. I rubbed my genitals on it. That's how I know it's a week old.
On your forearm?
My nutsack can tell when a corpse started decaying, and that's at least a week old. Tell you what.
So that's really interesting.
It tells you about it, but you can't find it. You had it on Amazon. Can you buy it?
It said it's not in stock. Wow, and all I can find is the movie.
No, I don't like this.
I don't think it exists. Or at least it doesn't exist anymore.
The comic book came out in 2013.
But that's the movie. This is the comic book novel, apparently.
The movie came out in 2013, based on a graphic novel of the same name, published by Kickstarter Comics.
Published on January 1st, 2012, was the comic.
That sounds too fast to make a movie out of.
In a year? Yeah. All 5-star reviews.
On
On Amazon.
how many reviews?
4.
You see, like, that's,
Henry Saine was the illustrator and author, and Jason Dodson was also the author.
it kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah. Interesting.
I find the whole thing suspicious.
That is interesting. Interesting that there's nothing.
You have very little to go on.
For such a well-produced movie, I'll take that back. For such a movie that was based on
such a
something,
movie.
For a movie that was based on something and is well-produced, to be based on something that doesn't exist, that we cannot find, that's interesting.
You know what I find interesting about all this?
Twat.
I don't recall if we discussed it at all, but there was a person on our live stream that talked about it.
Twat.
When we watched after last season.
Twat.
About how that movie potentially or allegedly was a scam.
Yes.
Because it was given a $5 million budget.
Is this the season of scams?
Is this the season of alleged scams?
Interesting.
Because right now
no
I think
box office. There's no budget.
I think right now we're 2 for 2 on alleged scams. I don't trust this. You can't find anything on it.
Nope.
And we're just doing. This is just a cursory glance, but it's like the Wikipedia page exists for the movie, but there is not one for the graphic novel that it's based on. That was apparently published a year before the movie came out. I get that 2013, like, people are more into comic book movies, so maybe people are just trying to jump on the bandwagon. But before that, like, how long did it take before some comic book was turned into a movie? Sometimes it would take, like, years.
Years, man. They'd have to find the investors. They'd have to find...
It means it was published and they were immediately finding things. Because they had to make the movie before it was released.
Yeah.
It had to take at least 6 months, right, to make? So that means they had the money to make it within 6 months of it as a graphic novel coming out.
As a Kickstarter.
No, it wasn't a Kickstarter. The publishing company is called Kickstart Comics. I don't know. I don't like it.
No. Okay, so any other random thoughts here? We wrote down some quotes.
Boom motherfuckers, when he explodes literally the entire gypsy camp that's following them on motorcycles.
Boom motherfuckers.
He shoots one with a rocket launcher and then the rest of them all explode. And then the other quote was when a guy sucks down a PBR and says, "That tastes like boobies."
Now, if you've ever tasted boobies, PBR does not taste like boobies.
It's either the best PBR ever or you've tasted the worst boobies ever.
Agreed.
I just got a bad image in my head
Of PBR boobies?
of someone, not saying me.
Of like some sweaty boobies?
Booby, right? Mouth, and then like a beer luge, like an ice luge, but a beer booby luge of PBR. Hang on.
Oh, it tastes like boobies. Oh, it tastes like boobies.
That was something to think about right there.
I hope you forget.
Boobies are better than PBR. Let's just say that. Yeah? Can we agree on that? Boobies are way better than PBR.
Kind of a weird thing to say. Have you had PBR?
Yes.
Like,
and I think everybody who's ever
like,
drank PBR would say boobies are better than PBR.
Well, here's my counter argument in defense of the allegedly scam film. He was drinking very old PBR
and warm
and desert warm also. That has been driven around a desert in a car that I guarantee you has no suspension. So it's been rattled. It's been shot at.
What's your point?
It's hot. And the man who sucked on it looks like he's never seen a live naked person in his life. Maybe that's what he thinks boobies are like.
It's possible.
Maybe he was just saying that to, like, bond with Jimbo.
Tastes like boobies. On
the gamble that Jimbo also doesn't remember what boobies are.
Because he lives alone?
Yeah.
And talks about his granddaddy's recipe?
Rancho Rosita.
Which is Italian for Ranch Rosito.
Yeah, it's Italian.
Hey! Okay, what the fuck else about this movie?
I think we could just do recommendations. Is there anything else to talk about? It's clearly allegedly a scam.
I did like that they actually used the spurs on her boots in this movie.
They used it a lot.
3 times,
She killed people with her spurs multiple times. Yes. So good for them. Clearly in the comic book that allegedly exists. That we can't find anything on except for 4 Amazon reviews.
Now... Nope. I don't have a question, actually. I thought I did, but I answered it to myself.
Good for you. This makes for good audio.
Well, I was going to ask, like, which of these 2 characters do you think is the main character?
It's clearly the Drifter.
The Dusty Drifter.
Well, you know they're both very good characters because I can't get either of their names right anytime I say them. It does. I call him the Duster every time, and I call her Death Mary.
Oh! We were gonna talk about the Apocalypse Zone. What was it called?
The Badlands.
The Badlands.
If you want to talk about the Badlands, let me just use the bathroom real quick.
Go to the bathroom. I'm gonna think about the Badlands here for a
I'll
moment.
be right back. Have you gathered your thoughts?
Yes.
Okay.
So the Badlands
Badlands.
irradiated
Oh yeah.
or toxic.
Toxic how?
Well, they had Coke versus Pepsi in these whole corporation wars.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if corporations are going to fight each other, then they're going to use things that they have in store, right? So there are plenty of things that corporations make that are toxic to people.
Like soda.
Well, I'm just saying, like, there are a lot of toxic plastic vapors that go on, right?
You're saying they like balloon all these up?
I'm just saying that they clearly drove through a big city, right?
Well, they said they were bombing the cities.
Right.
The cities were, they say, on fire.
For days.
I kind of assumed that meant they had been bombed so horribly that cities were just like a death zone because of radiation. You're
Thing is
suggesting
with
it's covered in
toxins, or like there's just toxins in the air
byproduct of commercial processes?
of commercial bombing processes. I don't know. Thing is like for stuff to be irradiated, I mean you know also, you know as well, clearly. It has to be a nuclear bomb,
Okay.
right? To be irradiated. If we're going to talk about bombs, the only bombs that leave radiation are nuclear warheads. So for a zone to
Well,
be
like just
toxic,
as any sort of radioactive element would radiate things.
right. But as far as common, quote unquote, commonplace, fast acting radiation goes, a nuclear bomb would do that for a long time.
I think
So either companies had access to nuclear weapons.
I think your argument is valid, but my counter argument is I think corporations in this universe did have access to nuclear weapons because in that lore build-up they said all the governments collapsed and then corporations took over. What's to say the corporations didn't just like march in and take nuclear weapons to get rid of other corporations? I think that's totally possible in this world.
True.
But I also think it's possible to poison a whole city. I think that's probably easier.
Yeah, because that guy like didn't have any eyelids, so it's like you poison the city with like gases that I don't know promote flesh-eating bacteria or some crazy shit like that. Cause you to bleed from orifices.
Do you know a chemical that would cause your compass to go crazy?
No, that's the only thing that was weird. Because that would have to be radiation.
I think they were just trying to. I think
radiation.
the people who wrote this comic book didn't know shit about any of this, and they were like, "We need to set our comic book in a post-apocalypse desert thing because that will be easier to draw, and it will be easier to shoot in a year when we make this a movie. So we have to have some background where cities are not possible." And we just have a really cheap, shitty CGI city at the start, and then we never go back to one except for one scene when we go to the Badlands.
And it's all CGI anyways.
Yeah. And then it's just one panel in your comic instead of the entire time buildings everywhere.
Yeah. Well,
it's an interesting conversation to talk about, but I think we're giving them too much credit by having that conversation.
Yeah, I think you're right. But other than that, I mean, that was it. I mean, it was fun watching Gary Busey. It was fun watching the action. It was a little ridiculous. It was crazy that the gun caddy was the best character in this whole film.
No, Jimbo was. But
Gun caddy had the best
character arc.
development.
Yeah, he had the best arc because he actually learned a skill. And he's the only one.
Yep.
Who learned anything.
Yep.
Because these two end the way they met, where they stabbed each other and fucked off.
He stabbed her with his beep.
Mm-hmm.
She stabbed him with a knife.
Which is exactly what a man wants.
What a man, what a man, what a man.
Wants is to be stabbed in the spleen,
What a stab, what a stab, what a stab.
She stabbed me in the spleen.
Didn't like it.
I almost bled out in the desert.
Hated it. It was terrible.
Turns out I'm tougher than I look. I was able to crawl
I
30
said it was
kilometers
deep. I said it
over the
was
course of 3 days, which is a pretty rapid pace for crawling.
Crawled like a fucking pit viper.
I found myself in the thirsty beaver, and I quenched my thirst.
Held my sphincter quite tight.
They said we're out of water, so I whipped my dick out, and all of a sudden they were dripping. I lapped it up.
Instantly quenched.
Lapped it up like a bath towel. Soaked it in.
Alright, Alex. Alex,
Yeah?
tell me. Would you recommend this movie to other viewers?
No. No.
Any reasoning?
Sure. It wasn't the best. It was predictable, and it is the motives for even it existing are questionable.
Sure. Sure.
There are worse movies that are more genuine than this that are worth watching.
I could agree to that. However,
Jeff.
Alex.
No. You're Jeff.
Yes.
No. You're Jeff.
Agreed.
No. You're Jeff.
Jeff.
Would you recommend this movie?
I actually would.
Oh, no. Really? Why?
Well, I'm mixed on it. Because it was kind of fun.
What parts were fun?
But I do agree with you that it was uninspired.
I did say that like 10 minutes in.
Yeah. There were
What
some
was
fun
fun?
parts that were like the action, like the gunfight scenes. They were kind of fun. There's
Okay.
people just cutting people and shotgunning people, and the beginning was quite engaging. I would say that we were engaged until the gypsies came. And the accent just killed the whole mood for us after that.
I certainly didn't like that, yeah.
I would say apart from that, the movie was kind of fun. We got easily disengaged. I think this movie could be fun for a lot of people. I think there's one of two things about this movie. This is why I would recommend it. Is that you're either going to decide that this movie was fun, or you're going to decide this movie was terrible. And there's no in between.
I disagree with that, because I will admit there was like 2 moments where I was like, oh, nice. That's fun. But I still think this movie was terrible.
That's fair. I don't know. I'm mixed on this. I'm mixed.
It's okay to feel conflicted.
I guess recommend because I might have to watch this movie again just to figure out if I would not watch this movie again.
Okay, if you're gonna say that, then I need you to do me a favor, and you have to do it.
What?
You need to be stone cold sober. You need to be alone,
And then you don't watch
totally
this
by
movie?
yourself, headphones on, and watch this movie. And then call me the second it's done, and tell me if you would recommend this movie.
All right, I will make that deal. I'll pinky promise on it too.
You better.
Pinky
I don't
promise
want
is
you
a
to do-
serious thing, guys.
I don't want you to do this. It's 90 minutes you'll never get back again. Think about this.
We'll make
You're-
it happen.
Think about this. You're on your deathbed. You're there. Paula's there. And she goes, I can't believe you're about to die after this long, long battle with a slight cough. Do you have any regrets? Do you want me to tell your friends anything? And you'll go,
Don't
tell you,
watch
I'll tell you,
Apartment
I'll tell you,
1303.
I'll tell you what I don't regret. Watching
Birdemic.
Bounty Killers for 3 hours. That I don't regret. I don't regret watching this boring fucking movie that had maybe 3 or 4 good things about it.
Fuck off, Alex.
I'm sorry I'm biased.
You should be. We are supposed to be the gatekeepers of bad movies, Alex.
And I'm trying to gatekeep on this one. Don't watch this one. It's a waste of time.
Well, you heard it from here, folks. Alex says don't watch this shit-ass movie. I'm saying...
Watch this shit-ass movie.
I'm saying maybe.
I'm saying at least think about it.
Yeah. Give it 2 seconds. If there's a better movie that you can think of that starts with B, which there are lots of...
Birdemic. Birdemic 2.
Blood and Bone.
The Bye Bye Man.
Balls of Fury. Boogeyman. Bigfoot.
Boogeyman.
Bigfoot was an option. We could have watched Bigfoot, 1970 film.
What? And we watched this? What? You didn't even mention that one to me. No, you didn't even talk about that one. I would have definitely chosen Bigfoot from 1970 without a doubt. I would have picked that. I would have definitely picked Bigfoot from 1970, Jeff. That's what I would have picked to watch. You can't know. That's what we would have watched tonight. If you had said that, if that's all you had said, if you had said it once, that's what I would have said. I wouldn't have said flip a coin. I would have said we're watching Bigfoot tonight, Jeff. Because I know for a fact Bigfoot from 1970 would have been better than this.
I forgot about it. And
What do you mean you forgot? How could you forget about Bigfoot?
I'm dying.
We could have watched Bigfoot and we watched this. We watched this scam instead of Bigfoot.
Bigfoot was a 2.2, okay?
That would have been perfect. That would have been the perfect movie. That's a lower rating than Birdemic.
I know.
That's why you forgot.
Yes.
How dare you?
We watched a bad movie.
You broke my fucking heart, Fredo.
What? Who?
That's a movie reference. Clearly you wouldn't know.
Nope.
You broke my heart, Fredo.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Well, you get that now. You get that reference. You're welcome.
This has been the ABCs of bad movies. We are now in a fight. And we'll see you next time. And hopefully we're not at each other's throats.
Oh, you fuck. I can't believe you. Bigfoot.
I totally forgot about it.
We could have watched Bigfoot?
10 for 10. Here, you want to type it real quick? They were literally like, this is the worst. People were like, this is terrible. Please don't waste your time.
trailer for Bigfoot?
Just type Bigfoot 1970.
How long is this?
Hour 20.
Can we just watch this? Right now? John Carradine's in this?
Uninspired John Carradine, yes.
He's got 2 mouthfuls of dip. Look at that! There's You're still talking. It's been 10 minutes. Jeff. There's a man in a suit hunting Bigfoot in the woods.
I'm sorry, what?
That's them walking. And it's just as risque.
In my vagina?
Why didn't we watch this?
I think one of the subtitles of or one of the on like the movie poster of this movie, it's like Bigfoot. At the very bottom, it's like it mates with anything.
Is this like a King Kong-esque? Like this is like American King Kong? Give Bigfoot the virgin. Are there tits in this? No. Jeffrey. How did they do this in the 70s like the perfect hair, by the way?
I don't know.
Not that the style is good. Jeffrey, that man just sidestepped in front of a green screen. There's a mat. The sound stage is this wide. They had to sidestep onto it.
I think this is a real...
Look at his tie! Did you see? The back...
Yes.
The back of it was longer than the front?
Yes, I saw it.
Jeffrey. I hate to say this to you, but you fucked up. I don't know why you keep skipping ahead. Like, you need to start this from the beginning.
Because I want to find interesting parts. Like where
Every
the fuck
single
the
thing
Bigfoot
is interesting.
comes
Now
in.
they're tied up. This is amazing. He's tied up and he's thinking he's got dollar bills in his eyes. See what I just said?
Yep. 50 cents just to see
Just to see it. And he's like, "Oh man, 50 cents won't buy you half a phone call in a pay booth nowadays." Oh, fuck me. Jeff. This is a movie. Jeff.
Oh, is it fighting a
Bigfoot
black
is
bear?
fighting a bear.
Oh shit. Just killed the shit out of a bear.
Oh my goodness. Jeff. You're telling me you forgot we could have watched this?
That's what I'm telling you.
Because in the 5 minutes I've seen, I would recommend this. This is amazing.
You mean the 20-minute long saloon scene? General store scene?
It's called character development.
It's called narration.
It's called expository dialogue.
It's called a shit in the face of expository.
A shit in the face of a suppository.
Precisely.
She's still running. God, if it was not midnight, I would make you play this whole thing. Oh, they're okay. Spoilers for when we watch this next season, when it's my turn to pick B and I will pick Bigfoot. Oh, I get it. This was all just a ploy to get me to not play Birdemic 2.
No.
Mmm.
Oh, now a mountain lion's going and there's Beach Boys.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What is going on?
He picked up the woman. And they chose the worst camera angle to show that. Back to my fuck camp. What is Mickey Rooney doing there? Oh my god. That's a line.
You're gonna kill my critter.
Look at the indifferent woman. That motherfucker has dynamite. This is amazing. Do you not like this? This is so good.
Okay, well, no spoilers for next season then.
Well, obviously we know what happens. It's over.
No, we don't. There's still lots of stuff. We never liked the movie that we just watched.
But we could have watched Bigfoot.
And we would have hated it. We'd been like, why didn't we watch
I
Bounty Killer?
wouldn't have hated that. We just watched like 10 minutes of it out of 80 minutes of it.
Alright, well. You know what this has been, Alex? Do you want to outro us?
You know I'm going to cut on me screaming at you.
Do you know...
There's no point in doing an outro.
Let's do an outro.
This has been the ABCs of Bad Movies with Alex and Jeff. We just watched Bounty Killers. And we hope to see you next week when we watch something that starts with the letter C. Or maybe is the movie Bigfoot. By surprise.
From 1970.
Would you like to say goodbye, Jeff?
Hasta semana.
Richo Rancheros. Whatever the sign said.
Chinese for bye.
We're on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and Google Play
Stitcher.
Music and Stitcher. And eventually we'll be on iHeartRadio and Alexa.
Bye!